Since the turn of the century, countries worldwide have been racing to determine who will explore extraterrestrial space more. There is the United States, Russia, and now China leading at the forefront of this race. However, China and the United States have been at loggerheads in the space race, and the intensity has grown recently. Who will win? No one knows, but we can bet that this new major discovery China revealed will make a difference in the space race. Early in September, Chinese scientists announced that they had made a significant discovery on the moon. This discovery can solidify China's stance as one of the leading countries in space exploration. The United States and Russia previously dominated the space race. You can't deny that if you have followed deep space exploration trends or topics for some time. China has shown that it can compete with the two countries and has broken through the ranks to be among the top countries in moon exploration. On September 9th, Xinhua News Agency released a statement jointly released by China's Atomic Energy Authority and China National Space Administration that their researchers analyzing sample from China's Chang'e's mission returned from the moon had found a new lunar mineral. The scientists discovered a single crystal of a new phosphate mineral while studying hardened lava fragments or lunar basalt particles. The particles were returned from the moon a couple of years earlier by the Chang'e 5 mission. The new mineral was named Changesite by the researchers. They are still seriously hoping that it will provide more knowledge to our understanding of the moon. Imagine the new things we stand to learn about the moon and the knowledge of the moon that we have to update. This discovery might lead to other discoveries which make exploring deeper into Earth's satellite, the moon, very important. The Chang'e mission retrieved some lunar rocks and soil, and the discovery of this new mineral was very welcome by China, which has recently shown to have a more ambitious policy for space exploration. Toward the end of 2020, China became the first country to bring back numerous pounds of samples containing lunar soil and rocks in nearly 4 decades. That is 40 whole years. And the discovery of the Changesite makes it the 6th novel mineral found on the moon. This discovery has firmly placed China just after the United States and Russia in the number of countries that have achieved a feat as great as this. In a report, the vice chairman of the China Atomic Energy Authority, Dong Baotong, said that discovering the new mineral will offer more scientific data for developing and evaluating lunar resources. He stated that the discovery would widen our understanding of the moon and our solar system. Baotong also disclosed that 98 applicants from a total of 33 research organizations from all over China are analyzing 4 batches of 152 samples from the moon. The samples totaled over 52 grams and were distributed by the China National Space Administration. The China National Space Administration revealed that the Commission on New Minerals Nomenclature and Classification, a body of the International Mineralogical Association, is saddled with the responsibility of reviewing the introduction of minerals and their naming validated Changesite as a new mineral. Great news, right? A professor of geological sciences at Brown University, James Head, noted that lunar samples are integral to our understanding of planetary evolution. Scientists gained a better understanding of what formed the moon and how it was formed from studying lunar samples collected decades ago by NASA during the Apollo moon landings period and from the Soviet Union's Lunar robotic landers. These studies and recent computer modeling support scientists' theory that our moon was a result of debris left after a collision between our planet and a planetary body the size of Mars. If you want proof, here you have it. NASA revealed that they collected 2,200 samples, amounting to about 382 kilograms of dust, lunar rocks, pebbles, core samples, and sand from the lunar surface. These samples were collected between 1969 and 1972 from the 6 Apollo missions. Interestingly, NASA is still studying samples from the Apollo missions. The agency revealed that it recently opened one of the last samples as they prepare for new missions to the moon, codenamed Artemis missions. Changesite The lunar mineral recently discovered in China is a colorless, clear columnar crystal. This was discovered by a research team from the Beijing Research Institute of Uranium Geology. This institute, a subsidiary of the China National Space Administration, was discovered after they examined the lunar basalt fragments retrieved in the mission. The research team also found indications of a new mineral when the initial 50 milligrams of lunar samples were delivered for mineralogical investigation in mid-2021. Unfortunately, they could not get the information necessary to identify the mineral because of the microscopic nature of the lunar soil particles. If we want to learn more about the Earth and its satellite, we need to gather more samples from several locations on the Moon. NASA agrees with this and states that our knowledge of Earth's volatile reservoirs and geologic evolution will expand as more samples are collected from different sides of the Moon. According to Professor Head, most of the samples collected up to date are from the hemisphere facing Earth, the central section of the Moon's side closest to us. According to Clive Neal, there have not been many new minerals on the Moon. He is a professor of planetary geology at the University of Notre Dame. During the Apollo 11 missions, the first mineral armalcolite was discovered. The name of the mineral was a portmanteau of the 3 astronauts on the mission. Nevertheless, the United States and China plan to explore uncharted parts of the Moon in their future expeditions. Professor Neal stated that scientists could benefit from the knowledge gathered from lunar samples taken from interesting sites on the Moon. He concluded that Earth's only satellite has some fascinating secrets to reveal to us. To determine the crystal structure of the new mineral, researchers from the Beijing Research Institute of Uranium Geology used X-ray diffraction, a cutting-edge technique to break up the single crystal particle with a radius of about 10 microns from the lunar sample particles that totaled 140,000. The leader of the Institute's research team, Li Ziying, noted that the discovery is crucial in studying lunar evolution, deep space exploration, and materials. Many believe that the success of the Chang'e 5 lunar probe, which landed on the Moon in December of 2020, marked China's entry into the space race. The probe returned in 2021, carrying 1.73 kilograms of lunar rock, nearly 2 billion years old. Although this is impressive, the lunar rocks brought back by Apollo were way older. Political analysts have predicted that the success of the Chang'e 5 probe on the Moon could steer China into engaging in more advanced lunar missions, like constructing lunar bases and sending human-crewed spacecraft to the Moon. Although China has made an impressive leap, it is still far behind the United States and the former Soviet Union. The Apollo missions launched 7 human flights to the Moon. Although only 6 were successful, they yielded almost 400 kilograms of lunar samples for the United States. Russia's lunar exploits allowed it to amass 301 grams of lunar soil. These samples were collected using robotic probes for 6 years, starting from 1970. The discovery might have happened now, but you can be certain that China is not stopping now. They have plans to develop and design a compact lunar navigation and relay communication system. This particular mission is expected in 2024 or even closer in 2023. However, we can't conclude yet. One thing we know for sure is that China is seeking partnerships from international organizations to complete these plans. Aside from that, there is the planned lunar base that is to be built with Russia, with the sole purpose of challenging Russia's rival, categorically speaking, rivals led by the United States. The project is expected to come in 3 phases. It will comprise 5 facilities and about 9 modules for the station to support transit to the Moon's surface, whether short-term or long-term. Expect to see this sometime in 2035 or thereabouts. With this discovery China made, the United States is challenged, and they are set to return to the Moon with the Artemis 1 launch. Is the United States feeling threatened? We don't know, but the fear lingers that with the rate China is going, they might soon declare the Moon their territory. If you share this fear, you are not alone. Even Bill Nelson, the NASA chief, also fears that could be a possibility.